Let me get my voice back. I got my voice back a minute ago. Let me try and find it again. There we go. Here it is. Where's your voice? Have you found your voice?
There we go. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hello and welcome to Marital Issues, a podcast in which a husband and wife discuss comics, movies and books and games and whatever. I'm Tom, and with me, as always, is my wife and co-host, Dee.
Hello, hello, hello. They're trying another one. I don't know. I'm sure I said that
really
before.
Mixing up those hellos there. So how are you?
I'm actually better than I have been.
Yeah,
I think it's the best way to describe it. We've moved out of our last place. Mm-hmm. And as soon as we moved, I got ill.
You got really ill.
I did.
You and literally everyone around me. Yeah. I was just in the center of this germ cyclone. You, your parents, Xavier. Oh, it was really gross. But
but I'm feeling much better. Getting a lot bigger.
Yes,
as you can tell.
You're looking very pregnant. Very beautiful, but very pregnant.
You did say the sweetest thing. But yeah, I'm feeling very... So if we need to go and I need a potty break, I will let you know.
Cool. No worries. It
does have this thing about sitting in a particular place. It's awkward.
Which I was going to talk about later because today we're going to talk about Infinity War and Deadpool 2.
Yes.
Because we've seen them both in the last couple of weeks, and this is the first chance we've had to sit down and talk about them. And I was going to talk about him sitting in a very particular spot when we talked about the Deadpool 2 film.
Right.
Because that plays a very big part.
It does indeed.
In that experience. So,
it does.
So yeah. But yeah, we're at your parents at the moment.
Yep,
but
we
we sign the paper.
Wait,
just for context, because we record these in advance. Right now, the podcast that is live now is the first We Finally Watched. So we're in week 4 of the releases at the moment, and this one will be the 3rd one of June, which will be the one before next month's We Finally Watched.
Yes.
It's so weird just trying to figure out the timelines.
But don't worry about that, because we're going to actually, when we move, we have it in mind to keep things a bit more contemporary. Mm-hmm. Some of it, at least. I mean, we're always going to be a bit nostalgic about what we watch and what we do. But, we are going to be a bit more contemporary in how we approach certain things.
Well, the next one we need to record is the first We Finally Watched on our brand spanking new TV.
Oh, yes.
We've got a new TV for the new flat, so that's going to be fun.
We haven't actually picked the movie yet, though, have we?
I haven't. Okay, there's something I need to say about last week's episode, which for you and I, we recorded that probably mid-April.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, and people are listening to this sort of mid-June. So for everybody else it was last week, but for you and I it was about a month ago. It will be 2 months ago by the time anybody listens to it. But I was in a really bad mood on that. I haven't started editing it, mostly because I was really dreading having to listen to myself being such a bitch the whole time. And chances are I probably tried to cut around that as much as I could. But I just want to apologize. I was just being such a little child that night. It was the last week before we started packing.
Yeah,
we were about to move out of our... Yeah, there was a hell of a lot of stress, and we were both tired. And you handled your tiredness and stress a hell of a lot better than I did. And I was just being such a little child and a little brat the whole time, so I'm sorry.
Oh, don't worry about it. It's all good. I'm sure that listeners will be fine as well. We did good.
Knowing you probably forgot about it.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't.
It's kind of been plaguing my mind for the last few weeks. So
all is forgiven.
Yeah. Anyways, so we're Avengers: Infinity War.
Yes.
We saw it a month ago now. No, it was about 3 weeks ago.
About 3 weeks ago now. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, how much of it do you even remember?
I remember how I felt about that movie, I guess. It's the best thing to think.
Okay, let's see if we can remember the story. Right, so...
Well, we know Thanos is coming.
Yeah, so it starts with... Okay, it's full spoilers ahead because we're going to try and figure out how much of it we even remember.
Yes.
All right, so starts with the Asgardian ship. Thanos and his crew are there. And they friggin' kill Loki.
Yeah, which was a total surprise.
And the thing is, we've seen Loki die before,
Yeah.
but that was very definite.
Yeah, that felt like we're not going to see Loki again.
He's not coming back from that.
No.
Yeah. There was no falling into the abyss or...
There was nothing. He was dead.
His neck got
deaded.
snapped. Yeah, he's deaded. He's proper deaded.
Yeah, he's proper deaded.
And Heimdall's dead.
Yes.
He's proper deaded.
Yes.
Okay, so, and then we go to New York.
Oh, yes, and then you see Banner kind of crash land.
Yeah.
In...
Is that immediately? Yeah.
I'm
and
sure
then
that's
there's
immediately.
the whole thing with Tony Stark having his dream, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. And there's a whole thing about he calls I can't remember any of the Thanos. I know Ebony Moore. Is that it?
Yeah,
he calls
Ebony
him
Moore.
Squidward. We need to look this up.
Yeah, he's Ebony Moore.
Yeah, Ebony Moore, Squidward.
He does really look like that, though. Come on.
Yeah,
You have to admit.
but yeah, I know, but it. I loved Ebony Moore though.
Yeah,
I love her.
mean,
He
out
just
of
found everything quite amusing.
out of all the other, all of his other Thanos' henchmen, he's the one you see the most as well. He's the one. He's also the one that actually finds the stones for Thanos. He's the one who's in charge of trying to locate where they are.
Yeah, he's kind of like sort of the manager of the team. He's
Yeah.
the team leader
Yeah.
essentially. The thing is, I found a lot of the Black Order characters kind of indistinguishable. Like Ebony Moore, I think is people's favorite because he was the most distinguishable out of all of them.
Yeah, but he's also the most prominent and present.
Yeah, but there were other ones
Yeah,
where
but-
I saw them and I'm like, am I seeing a new one or is this one I've seen already? And yeah, they were just...
Yeah, they weren't. I mean, they were together all at once at the beginning when they're on the ship, and then they all split up. But you don't really get to know everybody else. You don't get to see what they're up to at the
Ebony
time.
Moore and Proxima Midnight.
Yeah,
Those were the
just-
only two I really were ever able to pick out.
Yeah.
Oh, there's that big monster one. I thought he was just a generic Marvel monster. Right, he's one of the Black Order. Okay. Maybe... I think we need to pick better seats in the cinema, I think. Do you think maybe that's it? Because
Yeah, but we sit in like quite a great. We
smack
sit
bang
in
in the
the
middle.
middle, where we can kind of relax a little bit and.
in front of the normally we try and get behind the disabled section because because no one generally
because I'm
there's a
short.
lot of space there and
I can see.
yeah, exactly, we're strategically behind there all the time because it's
Nobody can
usually an
distract
unobstructed
you. Yeah,
view.
exactly.
But at the same time, we are generally when we went to see Black Panther, we had that same problem.
Yeah.
We were
Okay.
like, we can't see the action that well. So
Some
maybe
of-
we should just go back a bit. Do you think?
Should we
Maybe-
try a couple of seats back?
Yeah. Yeah.
We should.
But we're off track. So
Yeah.
so Tony Stark and Spider-Man, they go up in the donut with Doctor Strange. That was a really cool... do you know, the one thing I found...
Oh, that beginning fight as well between when Thanos arrives and you see them all.
I thought one of the things I thought was really strong about this film is that it's the way the teams separated and formed into little subsections and
Yeah.
they felt very organic.
Yeah, you would.
They all split up as a set, because of the plot or because of necessity or circumstance and things like that. Nobody ever goes, all right, you guys go with that guy and you guys go with that guy.
It's very organic.
Yeah.
Like you said. No, you're right. It kind of, and it flows really well because you get to see how the MCU can actually intertwine really, really well.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's a great feat.
I think it's just incredible, though, as well. You look at the size of the cast of characters and how well they balanced it all. Now, it was a bit misbalanced in places. We'll get into that in a bit. But overall, it felt very well balanced.
Yeah.
And then you've got Justice League with 6 characters.
I don't really want to talk about Disney. We've kind of done that.
I know, but when we were watching it, I did often find myself like thinking about the Justice League.
Yeah. I mean, they could have... you have to admit, Justice League could have been so much better. But... Obviously, yeah. Yeah, okay. But the MCU has been going around for 10 years. This Avengers 4 was a culmination of 16,
this is
18...
3. Avengers 3. We're waiting for Avengers 3.
Yeah, Avengers 3.
Every other film does feel like an Avengers movie.
But it's an accumulation of all the different characters. I know a lot of people have issue about character growth and everything else, but we've got such a back catalogue.
Yeah, exactly.
Of all these characters.
We've had 10 years of character growth, so that's what afforded them the opportunity to just focus on Thanos as a character. He was, in a weird way, he was the protagonist.
Yeah, he was.
It was his movie. It was his story. It was his triumph
at
the
end. But that's great
because
they couldn't use to use that whole Avengers team would have been too clunky. To use one point as a way to move forward with a story, and in this case the villain, which I think is really smart. I think using a villain as a plot point, as a character point, is really, really smart because you don't focus on it's the good guys and things like that. You're actually trying to delve into his thoughts and why he's doing what he wants to do.
Yeah, exactly, and it allows them to. It's what allowed them to balance all the different groups.
Yeah, exactly.
All the groups were reacting to his journey.
Yeah.
We catch up with each of the different groups when his story depended on it.
Exactly. And I mean, this clever storytelling when I think about it now. Actually, it's the first time I've really delved into the fall, I have to admit. But I find that really, really clever.
Yeah.
Like very smart.
Did your mind just get blown?
Yeah, it really
I can actually see it on your face. It's like, whoa, man. You're going to watch it differently now, aren't you?
I probably am.
Because that's how I was watching it the whole time anyway. Like very early on, that's the sense I got. So I was on board with it on that way. Yeah.
I mean, my parents asked before we left the cinema, why are you going to watch this movie? I had to tell them, Tom and I have been waiting for this movie not so much me.
6 years.
Not so much me, but Tom at least has been waiting for this kind of culmination for 10 years. For me, it's more 6 years because he's the one that got me into the movies in the first place. But
2012 was your introduction to the MCU.
Yeah, it really was.
Because we mentioned this on the first podcast. Before Avengers came out, I sat you down and made you watch the whole of Phase 1. Mm-hmm. So what did your parents say?
They were like, oh, like
did they just think it's a kids movie?
For them that concept is so alien. Like, why would you
Bollywood,
wait so long for that movie?
Classic Bollywood doesn't have like film franchises.
No,
they don't have.
No,
like,
they're delving more and more into it now.
Can you imagine a Bollywood universe?
Don't do that because they'll probably get ideas now.
And
they will do.
But what they do is they just have the entire Bollywood industry, some interconnected universe.
I mean, the closest you're ever going to get to that is Marital, which is like this massive gods and demons and things, but completely off point right now.
Whenever you say that name, all I hear is my parrot.
That's so bad.
I just think of like, I instantly see like a Bollywood pirate movie.
Oh my god. I should feel offended right now.
I'm sorry. Okay, I think we've just given up on trying to run through the story. Yeah. We'll just go through our favourite bits and whatever.
I think that's probably the best thing.
Because the reason I even started that is just because I'm trying to remember a lot of it. And I just realised how little of it. I remember jokes, I remember set pieces, I remember plot points, but I remember it as a linear thing because it's been like... Because
it's not really a linear story though.
We saw it on the, like 4 days after it came out, and it came out at the end of April. So it's like the 1st of May we saw it, and it's now coming up to the end of May. So did it live up to the hype?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
think it did.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I didn't come out...
to be honest, if I'm really, really honest, I went to watch that movie hoping that it was going to be great and came out quite satisfied with what we ended up with. And it's left so many questions that you want answered for the next one. And what's going to happen in the rest of the MCU because of what Thanos has done.
Do you know, I think it's really interesting that it feels like, in a way, the MCU is one of the only studios who can really accomplish anything like that these days.
Yeah, I have to agree with that.
Because they're setting their own standards, they're not trying to follow anybody else's standard.
No.
And everybody else is trying to follow their standard. Sort of like just setting their own standard.
But they
so the MCU keeps knocking it out of the park in
every yeah.
Well, not in every way. Not every film has been an absolute triumph. But think about that kind of event film. When was the last time a studio released an event film like that, and it didn't like somehow divide the audience or let down one side of the audience? You know, the Justice League, the Suicide Squad, the Last Jedis, all of those. Even like the spin-off films like Rogue One.
We haven't seen Solo, but apparently Solo's doing exactly the same thing. There are people that love it and people that absolutely hate it.
But I think for the vast majority of the fans of the MCU, Infinity War
has been
I mean, it suffers from the same thing that all of those films do. Like the first weekend, everyone's like, "It's amazing, it's amazing." And well, hang on, why didn't they just do? And then why wasn't there a and suddenly it's like, yeah, it's amazing, but there's that thing, and yeah, but it's good. It's good, and it starts to, the more people...
More and more you pick at it, the more and more it wanes.
Exactly, that whole thing of like, why didn't Thanos just double the resources in the universe?
Yeah. Instead of killing you. But then you've got to remember, when you've got like world, when you've got Earth, for example, there's only an infinite amount of space, so... you can't always double resources.
Yeah,
where's it going to come from? You're going to remember if you've got to double the amount of trees.
It's the Infinity Gauntlet.
I don't know.
It's the Infinity Gauntlet. Logistics like that don't matter.
You just see, unless it's cloudy with a chance of meatballs, and they're just completely coming out.
But I mean, if he's exterminating half of all life in the universe, does that include like bacteria?
That's the point, yeah. Does it include
and the fact that he's selecting it randomly? What if like all the good bacteria from an animal just disappears? Ooh. So this animal doesn't disappear, doesn't die, doesn't disappear from existence, but dies from the fact that all the good bacteria just died.
Yeah. Oh, so many questions.
Yeah. All the occult is going, I don't feel so good. I think this film was the most I had ever had my hands in front of my face the whole time, like, oh my goodness, like, oh no. I think my hands were in front of my face through most of that film. The thing is, after Loki is killed, in my head I was like all bets are off. The stakes suddenly felt real. It felt the most real in any Marvel movie I've watched in a very long time. Suddenly I just felt like, oh wow, there are actual stakes in this movie now. People are going to die. And then Gamora.
Yes. Oh my God. Do you know what? That moment when Thanos pushes her over the edge, that hit me. He grabbed her and that actually got me. And thinking, no, how? Because you know that he loves her. That scene got me, but like drove me crazy at the same time. Driving you crazy? Why? Yeah, because I knew what was coming. Oh yeah. Yeah, I knew it was coming, and that was what was emotional. Was like how long I knew what was coming. It was just like this no, kind of. Because we were really edging on the fact that we didn't want him to do it. I mean, you could, and it's it's a crazy situation where on his face you can tell he didn't want to do it. But it felt he compelled to do it.
Yeah, and what was so frustrating is how long it took Gamora to catch up. That's what was frustrating about that scene, and I mean, they obviously did it on purpose because they wanted to really let that scene.
But I think they did that for the purposes of the audience.
Yeah, just to really let that scene brew.
Yeah, exactly.
Because as soon as you twig, you got to watch for like the next God knows how long that rest of that scene is, knowing what's coming. But what's frustrating is just how long it took Gamora to figure it out. And it's like, I'm like, come on, woman. Seriously.
How did you not figure that out?
You're supposed to be super smart. You're supposed to be super savvy. But yeah, I couldn't believe it. Like, of all the characters that they could have killed, like Gamora. I mean, Loki's had his run, you know, he's had like how many movies now? He's had all the Thor movies, the Avengers
movies, yeah.
Yeah, he's been, you know, he's dotted
around a bit in the MCU.
But Gamora, she's literally just Stark.
Movies, yeah,
exactly. And the Russo brothers have said, like, so, you know, all the deaths before the click, those are permanent deaths.
Gone.
Those are permanent deaths.
That means Gamora's dead.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, the thing is, I mean, she has to come back because obviously.
Let me clarify that sucks not in a kind of I hate the movie because of it.
No.
And I think that sucks from a kind of like that sucks from a storytelling point of view. Like I'm sad to see that character go. Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
So,
and the effect that will have on Peter.
Well, we saw.
Yeah.
I mean, they nearly had Thanos, and then he lost his shit.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, that's a really stupid thing to happen, but that's a really believable thing to happen. I mean, we've seen Peter. Hang on, there's something buzzing around my...
It's tiny little fly.
I mean, Peter's impulsive.
Yes, he is.
And by this point in his story, he's had to deal with that, you know, the long-term trauma of his mother's death, which he finally got closure from with in Guardians 1.
Yeah.
And then Guardians 2, he met his real father. Yeah, and his biological father. He had to kill his biological father, and his adopted father gave his life to save him. There's things buzzing around you now.
I know.
And now his love. He's just found out his love has been murdered by this person.
Again, a kind of like father figure for
exactly.
her.
This is like the breaking point for him. This was the breaking point for him. Did you just catch it? Slap you, clap, clap. Did you get it?
I don't know. I can't see it flying around.
I don't see it either. Oh, well done. Oh my god. D. Miyagi there.
That's baby reflexes. Like Mama Bear coming
into play. It's those maternal protective instincts.
Yeah, sorry, yes. And again, you know, it was another paternal figure, but this time on her side. You know.
MCU seriously has daddy issues.
Yeah, it really does.
The whole of the MCU has daddy issues.
Totally.
Even
Stark
T'Challa.
even T'Challa.
Well, Tony Stark is the original MCU daddy issue.
Yeah.
His whole thing has always been about proving himself to his father. But then even like Hope and the Wasp.
Yes.
You know.
Yes, even she's got daddy issues.
Exactly. The MCU is built on daddy issues. But then the Star Wars universe is built on daddy issues.
It's just a Disney thing. Yeah. Well, this was even before Disney bought them, so...
Yeah, and I think the DC universe is built on, like, dead parent issues.
Yeah.
Just general orphan issues. Okay, what didn't you like?
Do you know what? I have to admit, I didn't like the whole Scarlet Witch... what's his name? Vision love story kind of intertwining thing. That didn't really mesh with me very well. I get why they did it.
Are you kind of prejudiced against like witches and robots getting together? Do you just feel like it's just not normal?
Yeah, completely. I mean, it's completely alien.
Do you feel it will kind of like ruin the fabric of society? I mean, if we give robots and witches the right to get married, then what next?
No, is the answer to that question, but okay. It was, to be honest, up until the point they started fighting and Black Widow comes along and all of that kind of stuff, it was quite boring in parts.
You thought it was boring?
I did. So I didn't feel genuine about it.
Do you feel like it was unnecessary and therefore it was boring, or did you feel like that would have been that it wasn't unnecessary, but it could have been a better subplot?
I think it could have been a better subplot. If I'm honest, it could have been a better subplot.
I actually thought they were kind of sweet.
They're sweet together.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm saying.
And Paul Bettany's just gone like full Love Actually at that moment. You know?
it's a sweet moment, but it didn't feel. For me, it didn't feel right.
Do you think it was like the chemistry between the actors?
Yeah, it might have been, or I just think we should have. We needed more. We either needed like something to build up to that.
We did. We had Civil War. We could the flirtation.
I mean, the flirtation was there, but this didn't feel. It didn't feel genuine.
Okay.
For me,
it just felt forced.
Yeah, it did. It felt forced.
I disagree, but I thought it was quite sweet.
It's sweet in its moments, but it feels forced.
And it had a kind of. It was sort of the emotional string throughout the whole.
Yeah, I mean,
story.
yeah,
the whole Infinity Gauntlet thing is going on around them, and at the very center is these two people who are in love, just trying to protect each other. She's trying to protect him the whole time, and he's he's willing to sacrifice himself to protect her. And I thought that was a really, I don't want to say, it was just a really, it was just a nice piece of the tapestry of the film.
No, yeah, okay.
I mean, I'm not trying to convince you. I'm just saying why it wasn't something I disliked about the film.
For me, I didn't. No,
it's fair enough.
Yeah, I did. Look, and then another point that a lot of people kind of criticise is when we're in Wakanda.
Yeah, you raised a really good point about the whole.
Yeah, because I had this conversation with you where I said that, to be honest, we just saw Black Panther.
Yeah.
So why do we need more of that there and then?
We didn't want it to be like a
saturated.
We didn't want it to be like a semi-sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. If you're watching them back to back.
Exactly. You don't want it to, and you don't want to be fed up of it. And look, fair enough. We got in that whole thing. What I would have loved to have seen a bit more of the tech. Yeah,
and maybe as well, like the Russo brothers just didn't think like they had the right chops to handle like Wakanda on a bigger scale than they already did.
Yeah, you said a really interesting point about the writers, because we had what's his name write for.
Yeah, there's like a real mutual respect between all the filmmakers within the MCU. I mean, the Russo brothers got Taika Waititi to help with some of the Thor stuff, and they got James Gunn to help with a lot of the Guardian stuff. And there's a lot they handle each of the characters and aspects of the MCU with a lot of
dignity.
A lot of care and attention. So maybe what it is that they just, maybe Ryan Coogler was too busy, or just for the very thing that you said, that we've just come off of a Black Panther movie, and they just didn't feel like they could handle it appropriately. So, they didn't so they just put in a respectful amount.
Yeah, I think I completely agree with that. I've got to say, though, my favourite character in this was Thor.
Yeah.
The emotional wreck that he becomes in this whole thing.
Well, when he's kind of just coming to terms with everything that's just happened in the previous film. He's like, he's like, my father died, and my sister destroyed my home, and my brother died. Half my people are dead.
And my hammer's gone.
But Thanos shall not defeat me.
Yeah.
He already did. He shall not defeat me a second time.
What a great impression. Not.
No.
No.
Oh, man. I've always liked Thor. He's always been my sort of like, I don't know. Thor and Cap have always been my favourite MCU characters.
I mean, you have a man crush on Cap, so...
Yeah. Oh, my God. My man crush on Cap was just on fire that night when we were serious. The thing is, any shot from Infinity War of Cap, I'm like, damn, that is a good-looking man.
Yeah, he is. I mean, yeah. Chris himself is a great-looking man.
Just like,
All of the Chris's.
All the Chris's.
All the Chris's.
Which Chris?
But yeah, for me, Thor, there was so much in that.
Yeah.
And then his entrance into Wakanda right at the end, and the way he gets.
The thing that did annoy me about Thor is how quickly they dealt with him losing his eye.
Yeah.
And the thing is, that whole losing his eye thing is a very symbolic thing for him. He had to lose his eye in order to see himself and his place and everything like that properly. You know, and now I was like, oh, and here's a prosthetic eye that I smuggled out up my butt or something. I know there was some sort of joke leading.
Yes, there was.
Yeah, maybe I am remembering that.
Yeah,
correctly.
you are
Okay.
remembering that correctly.
All right.
There was a butt joke in there.
But yeah, for me, there was very little I didn't like about that film. If there is anything I didn't like about that film, it's very nitpicky stuff.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
But then maybe upon second viewing, I was like,
Yeah, that's the thing, though. I think I need to watch this movie again to actually give a proper opinion about. I mean, I went in there. I'm not saying that my opinion right now isn't proper. It's just more informed, I think, because when you go and watch a movie once, and this is for any movie, you kind of take it in, and it's really fast paced. I mean, Avengers 3, the pacing is.
It's
fantastic.
It's non-stop, though.
It's non-stop.
Well, this is it, exactly. You know that when the film ended, that guy turned to me and he was like, just randomly, he was like, so, you know, you asked me about Stephen, like Doctor Strange thing. Now, at that point, I was still reeling over
Doctor
the fact
Strange's
that I just watched everyone disintegrate into sand. And suddenly he's asking me this. I'm like, oh. So the whole 1 in 4 billion, whatever. So you think he's playing the long game. And then this other guy on the other side of you just kind of turns in and goes, of course he's playing the long game.
Oh.
And the thing is, like, if on the way home we were talking about it, that thought would have occurred to me. But at that point, I was still letting it all wash over me. I was still like, oh wow, the Captain Marvel, deeper. Oh wow, you know, I was still, and there's a guy this prick next to you is acting like I wasn't paying attention just because I didn't come up with my fan theory immediately after the credits.
Have to admit though, I mean that's a solid fan theory.
Yeah.
To say that he's being, because from what Doctor Strange, who he was at the beginning of the movie to what he did at the end of the movie. You know, they contradict each other, but from his dialogue, you can tell that is what he did. Yeah. He took the best option possible from what he saw from meditating.
Yeah.
When he
saw all the 14 million or whatever.
Billion.
Gajillion.
Whatever the universe number is.
Whatever that big number is.
Okay, so where do you think they're going to go from here?
Well, this is it. I was going to say the thing about fan theories is it's always the most obvious thing because that's how, you know, we only have the information in the film presented to us. We don't have the 2-3 movie outline, whatever, blah blah blah. So fan theories are always generally wrong, and the most prominent fan theory is that it had something to do with that whole thing, and that's most obvious, and I can't really think beyond that, but I'm going to say that's wrong. I don't know what alternative fan theories there are.
Well, you've got one where we got Ant-Man and the Wasp, where they're supposed to be in the that tiny microverse, which is how they get away with not being made into sand.
Their film happens before Infinity War,
so
which I think is a really strange thing for Marvel to do. Why didn't they just release Ant-Man and the Wasp first, and then have Infinity War come out as the 20th movie?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, they did land it on a strange...
I always wonder, if it's set before Infinity War, why not just release it before Infinity War?
They must have their reasons. And
maybe there's like a major spoiler in there. Because the thing is as well, there's been a lot of set photos coming out where you've got like Scott Lang, Ant-Man, with Cap, but Cap's in his Battle of New York from the first Avengers outfit. So there's a possibility that they're going to they're going to rely on time travel. Maybe they have to go back and reassemble the Avengers, like pluck them out of various points in time. And
that's an interesting idea.
So that's my fan theory. That's the only one I'm going on. Is there's going to be some time travel.
There's definitely
Captain Marvel's going to play a big role in it.
Yeah.
So yeah, what do you think? What are you actually looking forward to?
I'm actually looking forward to Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Really looking forward to
I mean,
it.
what?
Really
It
looking
only
forward
took them, 21 movies to get their first female lead in the MCU. But, it's baby steps.
Baby steps, I think, for them.
The DC Extended Universe, what was that, their fourth movie? Or Wonder Woman?
Fourth, I think, yeah.
Yeah. Baby steps. See, that's the thing. The DCEU can always be like,
yeah, we did it first.
Yeah. How many movies did it take you to do it, Marvel? I mean, how long were you guys talking about a Black Widow movie?
And now it's just on the list.
Yeah, it's on the list.
And that's generally what it means.
Yeah, there's a big whiteboard in Marvel HQ, and Black Widow is on there among another 15 really obscure titles that are more likely to be greenlit first.
How many times is that? Hasn't Black Widow actually been on the list a couple of times before in the past?
Well, this is it. It was Perlmutter, Ike Perlmutter. It was all because of him. When he ran the Marvel Studios, he was like, no way. Well, he was the one who okayed the recasting of Rhodey. Okay. On the basis that because the actors are black, no one would tell the difference.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
That's actually something Ike Perlmutter said. You can look that up. He said that it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter.
That's terrible.
Yeah, and then
seriously,
he left Marvel when he left Marvel, Kevin Feige went in. Was in control. That's why Kevin Feige is now head of Marvel Studios. Ike Perlmutter was kind of pushed out because a lot of the really bad movies within the Marvel. I say really bad because that's the thing about Marvel movies. The bad ones,
they're feasible.
The bad ones are still better than most sort of summer blockbuster movies. So, but the less like the Iron Man 2s and things like that, those are sort of the result of Ike Perlmutter's interference.
Right. Okay.
And he was an awful man.
Sounds like he was.
He was a skinflint as well. I mean, I talk about him in the past tense as... Hello?
Sorry. Can you hear that in the background? Someone beeping outside.
I talk about him in the past tense as though he's dead, but no, he's just out being a racist billionaire somewhere in the world. You just
rather not think about him. And he does not exist. He does not exist, and therefore he is not.
Yeah. So... Is that it for Avengers?
That's it for Avengers, I think.
Would you like to take a pregnant break?
I would like to take a pregnancy break, yes.
All right, let's take a pregnancy break and then we'll come back and talk some Deadpool 2.
Yay!
Okay, and we're back.
Yes.
Deadpool 2.
Deadpool 2.
So that was an interesting experience just going to the cinema with you, Deadpool 2. Now, I mentioned something at the beginning of this. But we went to the movies, you were having Braxton-Hicks the whole time.
Well, for the majority of the time, it was really quite uncomfortable. I really wanted to enjoy this movie. I did. That's not to say I didn't enjoy the movie, but I could have enjoyed it more, I think.
Because the baby sits on a certain spot on your right. Is it on your right or your left?
My right-hand side.
Yeah. And it just sits on a spot and it kind of makes you a bit wibbly wobbly.
Yeah, just makes me really queasy.
So I spend the entire time rubbing your back and you spent the entire time trying to get comfortable. And the guy next to you, I don't know if he was getting annoyed or not. I didn't really pay him much attention, but the whole time I was thinking, fuck him.
But there's nothing else we could do because, you offered to say, look, if you want to leave, we should go.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I've paid for this. I have been waiting for this movie. I am not leaving. I don't care.
We didn't stay for the mid-credit scene.
No, I couldn't.
Heard about it. We've heard tell of it, so we know what happened. So we can still discuss that. But what did you think of the film?
I thought it was fun. It was definitely fun, but I think maybe because of the way I was that night, it wasn't. I didn't enjoy it as much as the first. I couldn't stop laughing throughout the first, but the second one.
You were distracted.
I was distracted. I think that's the best way to describe it. I was distracted, so I couldn't really laugh as much as I wanted. But saying all of that, I really quite enjoyed it. I loved the story, the jokes. I'm quite glad that they kind of moved away from all the shit and fart and balls deep jokes.
Yeah.
Kind of,
Yeah.
And Cable is great.
Yeah.
As a villain, again, Josh Brolin.
Yeah. Was this the better Brolin?
Ooh.
Because we didn't talk much about Thanos.
No, we didn't.
And I did
that's
find
a
him
discussion.
quite compelling, and I didn't. And blah blah blah. But there was so much to unpack in that movie, and we were pushing like 40 minutes. So. But was he the better Brolin, or was Thanos the better Brolin for you?
It's a really difficult question to answer. If I'm honest, probably Cable for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Cable.
Yeah.
He's fun. He's kind of like
he's the straight man. Isn't
he is the straight man.
Yeah.
And he's doing it for his family. So yeah, I prefer him as Cable.
Than him as Thanos.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's I think the character's a little bit more fun.
And he's got to see a bit more of his acting chops in his face.
Yeah.
Rather than this CG version of somebody.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was with Thanos. I did have to keep reminding myself. It's not like James Spader as Ultron. Because the thing is, even though it's Ultron's face, I can see James Spader's like the head nod while he's talking and the little the tiny little shake. I'm doing it to you now. People at home can't see it, but he does this thing. You'll never be able to unsee it once you notice it. But when oh shit, I just lost his name.
James Spader,
thank you. When James Spader talks, he does this thing where when he's talking in the affirmative, he does little nods. But then when he sort of counters what he's saying, or
if he's lying as well,
or when he's lying, he does a little head shake, and he sort of tilts his head to the side while he's. And when we were watching Age of Ultron, that's all I could see. All I could see was Raymond Reddington.
Yeah, I have to agree with that.
But with Thanos, it's I could see the eyes. I could see Josh Brolin, but I could see this weird purple block of a version. It was just so weird. It was the uncanny valley wasn't there, but at the same time, the fact that it was James Brolin's face.
Yeah,
Josh Brolin. That's fucking James Brolin.
It was James Spader and Josh Brolin.
James Brolin is Josh Brolin's father. Now that would have been cool.
That would have completely confused you.
Yeah. But yeah, Josh Brolin. Sorry. It was just I lost my train of thought there.
Yeah. As Thanos, purple head.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't like it pulled me out of the film, but it was more like every now and then I'd be like, fucking hell, that's incredible. That's incredible.
Yeah.
And just how incredible it was is what pushed me out of the film. But so him as Cable was a lot
a lot more fun and
it was a lot less distracting as well.
Who was yours?
Better Brolin.
Yeah. Who's your better Brolin?
Thanos.
Okay,
Thanos
fair
is a
enough.
better Brolin.
Okay.
He was just a better Brolin. I liked Cable.
Yeah.
But yeah, Thanos was the better Brolin.
Fair enough.
I just like saying better Brolin.
It's just great, isn't it? Hashtag better Brolin.
Who was the better Brolin? That would be Cable.
Yeah.
I liked the film. I remember when we first came out, I felt like it was better than the first one.
Yeah, you did say that.
And I still do think that. I just think that the first one and the second one, they suffer from these really tired tropes that I wish they would just sort of stop using.
Yeah.
In the first one, it's Vanessa gets kidnapped.
Yeah, and she needs saving.
Yeah, exactly. And then the second film, it's Vanessa gets killed. And not only that, but he and Cable basically had the same motivation.
Yeah.
Their lover was killed, but with Cable, it was his wife and his daughter. You know, it's like all the important female archetypes in their life were killed, and therefore that's what their motivation was. And I just felt like a film like Deadpool it should be better than that. If it's examining and poking fun at the genre, then I do think that it should be better than that.
But again, obviously we know with the post-credit.
Yeah, so but at the same time, that doesn't excuse it.
No, it doesn't. Definitely doesn't.
Using that as the motivation for the lead character. Now the directors and stuff, they excused that with Deadpool is always at his best when you strip him away of everything he cares about. So have Vanessa leave.
Yeah, you didn't have to kill her. Yeah, it's true.
Because at least if Vanessa leaves for one reason or another, that opens up the possibility for a copycat, for her as copycat coming into his. But they saved her. But that, I feel like that as a thing just kind of is a bit of a cop out.
Fair. Yeah, no, I agree. I wish they hadn't gone with that trope.
Yeah.
I have to agree with that.
It's like, we're going to use this tired trope to drive our film, but then we'll erase it at the end, and that makes it okay.
Yeah,
it's like,
but
no, it kind of doesn't,
no.
because you still built your film on that premise.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
So
the thing
that's
is,
what
that from the moment that happened in the film, I was like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
I don't know if I said it out loud.
I think
or
you
not.
might have done.
Yeah,
I think you might have whispered it to me. It was like, I looked at you and I was like, yeah, I agree.
Come on, seriously?
Yeah.
They're doing that?
Because I wouldn't have expected that straight away either. It's like I was never expecting that at all. But then they did the whole bait and switch thing, which I thought was brilliant.
Oh, with X-Force.
With the X-Force.
See, there, it worked brilliantly.
Brilliant. That's fantastic.
Because I was really looking forward to seeing Terry Crews in a Deadpool movie. But then I was not disappointed when Terry Crews' character was killed. I was not disappointed when any of those characters were killed. I thought it was just brilliant.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Great set piece. Great. I mean,
it was just a great setup, because they trolled everyone. The trailer showed like these action beats, and there was none of them in the film. It was just the best bait and switch ever. Do
you think movies now after Deadpool are going to try and do that a lot more, and it's going to be a bit more predictable?
Well, they do that anyway. Like,
yeah,
the
they
Marvel
do.
Movies have done that quite a lot, where they change things in the trailers. Like, you don't see
Thor with one eye. You don't see all the gems in the Gauntlet.
Yeah, exactly. Or you didn't see. It's just all
There's
they
loads.
do it
There are
loads.
a few.
Marvel, Disney do it really well. I mean, they haven't really done that in any other franchise. That I can tell. Like Star Wars, everything that's in the trailer is in the film. DC movies, everything that's in the trailer is in the film, unless the film gets reshot.
Not so much.
Oh no, Star Wars, yes. Yeah. Rogue One, the entire trailer is missing from the film. But the fact that they really heavily relied on that in the marketing.
Yeah.
Deadpool's marketing was one big exercise in trolling your audience.
Yeah. I mean, they were spot on with the first movie. Again, spot on with the second one.
Yeah, because
the
thing is, the first movie, the trailers for the first movie, it gave away a lot of the film.
Yeah.
So they went in the other direction this way. They just created footage for the trailer.
Yeah.
And it's not like they were misleading people, because you knew exactly what film you were getting. And the thing is, they kind of... I thought back on it afterwards, and they kind of telegraphed that. Because you remember during the audition, where everybody else's picture gets like a stab onto the board, except for Domino's.
Yes.
Domino, they just put a pin in it. They just pin it up. And... yeah, then I thought, it occurred to me afterwards.
Really
they just telegraphed that beforehand.
Wow.
Yeah. And we thought at least Peter would survive.
Yeah, we thought, oh my god, how did he die? Was it this?
He tries to save the Sarsgaard.
Yeah. Snake.
Yeah, just acid vomit.
Acid vomit, that's what it was.
The 90s were a weird time in comics, man.
I mean, the story's great in terms of what they're trying to achieve,
What did we think of the kid, though? Okay, I like the kid's storyline.
I liked his story.
I think the kid, I don't know, he was a bit hit and miss. There were moments where he was brilliant, like that bit where he keeps trying to step up in the prison yard. He gets out. That kid, he was perfect then. But when he's trying to be like this angry...
yeah, angsty teenager
he's trying to be like, fear me, kind of thing to the guy. He just came off as like this kid throwing a tantrum.
But I think, do you not think that might have been the point? Because
Yeah.
you've got to think about what he went through. He's 14.
Yeah.
And think about what he went through at the orphanage as well.
Yeah.
I mean,
I guess that's... Yeah, you're right. That is the point. Every time, like, the kid who gets picked on for one reason or another finally loses their shit, it does...
It's usually a culmination of things.
Yeah, from their outside point of view, they look a bit funny while, you know...
Yeah.
But, you know, it's still very raw and very real for them. So
yeah, and I think I think that's probably the point, because as a kid like that, it's like everybody's laughing at you, but you're totally serious about your feelings and what you're doing and how the world is treating you.
And the thing is, as well, his motivation throughout the whole film was he just wanted to feel safe.
Yeah.
So he teams up with Deadpool because he
saves him.
And he thinks he sees him as a badass or just a big brother type figure. And, you know, that's why he hooks up with Juggernaut, not because for any other reason than he just wants to hang out. He wants to be friends with the biggest bully on the playground. And that's his version of feeling safe. Yeah. I get that. I mean, not that. I mean, the biggest bully on the playground just bullied me. I couldn't be friends with. But I got it. I got that. You know, but yeah, prison wallet. It was. What did you think of that whole prison sequence though? When Cable arrives and you've got the whole.
It's
the bit where he lands on the table.
I know.
He just zigzags. It just becomes a zigzag on the table and the floor.
Some of the set action pieces were actually quite good. You know?
Oh no, they were way better than. The thing is, they were bigger than the previous film, but they were directed. A lot of people have brought this up, and I have to agree. There was no sort of like hand-to-hand stuff, and this is from one of the guys who brought us John Wick. Yeah, and there was no sort of close combat. It was very flippy, kicky, slashy, shooty. Yeah, you know, there was. Yeah, I mean the biggest sort of fist fight we had was between Juggernaut and
what's his name?
Colossus.
Yeah.
Colossus and Juggernaut. I'm the Juggernaut, bitch.
Makes a reference to his brother.
yeah. He's half brother.
He's half brother.
But that was a bit. Yeah, that was very. I mean, look, the CG on that bit wasn't great, but it wasn't like terrible.
No.
It's their budget. They didn't have like an Avengers style.
No.
An Avengers sized budget.
You know, no, I mean they never have had.
No, they had a much bigger budget than the last film.
No, obviously,
but by most standards, it's still kind of quite humble. You know, like 100 and something million. You know, that's a humble budget in this day and age. This is the thing. We saw it so long ago that there are only really specific things that are stuck in our minds. I love Domino.
Domino's great.
I love Domino. I love how they show her power. And it's very kind of like Final Destination-y, you know, how like one small little thing. And
butterfly effect.
Yeah, exactly, the butterfly effect. And
it's great. So what's your superpower? I'm lucky.
That's not power.
That's not power.
That whole bit, but they have great bands. I hope this isn't them setting up another romance.
Oh yeah.
You know, now that Vanessa's gone, and because the thing is, all right, he's in the comics. Deadpool has lost loved ones or lovers, but at the same time, he's a horn dog. He's a total horn dog.
I mean, he doesn't care.
I mean, he's there's almost no one in the Marvel Comics universe that Deadpool wouldn't shag.
No. This is very true.
Yeah, and
I mean, he's gone as far as marrying Death.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
but the thing is, with him and Domino hates him in the comics. I'm not sure if they've ever, by one means or another, like whatever happenstance, have ended up together. But for the most part, she hates him in the comics. So yeah, let them be friends, but don't let them be a potential.
Actually, saying that though, having that kind of. I think that would have been a really good, interesting dynamic, having Deadpool and Domino hate each other in the movie. I think that would have been a really interesting kind of focus on a different way of having a relationship.
And she just feels, she kind of feels like she can hold her own with him.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
But what do we think of Baby Legs? I mean, what do you talk about Baby Legs? That was just that was by far one of the most bizarre things I've ever seen.
You never want to see that again.
Standing up at Cable, like trying to get, like let's do the sort of like shaking hands. It's just, it just felt like it was pulled out of Rick and Morty.
Yeah, definitely.
And he does Sharon Stone Basic Instinct.
Oh
wow.
my god. I mean, there were a lot of laughs.
Laura laughs.
There we go.
A lot more of the jokes landed this time around.
Yeah, definitely. What
Um,
did you think of the ending? When he's dying.
That whole thing.
What did you link it to? You said there was a movie you linked it to. Was it Toy Story?
I can't remember. What did I link it to?
You said that scene reminded you of something else. When he's dying and he comes back, and he's dying and he comes back.
Oh, I can't remember.
I can't
I'm so sorry. I just made you sound like a fool.
I am not making this up. I swear to God, he named a movie and I can't. And now he can't remember what
It'll come to me. It'll come to me at like 3 o'clock in the morning on next Tuesday at some point. I'm like, oh, that was it. I'm just trying to remember now. No, I can't remember. A lot of people complain that it kind of I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was pitch perfect.
Yeah. I mean, it's classic. It's classic Deadpool. You have to
exactly. It is classic Deadpool, and it's the movie trope of dying, the heroic death, and the last words, and they say something. They say just the right thing, and then they die. And he's just floundering. He's trying to find the right thing to say, and he's just wow. This takes longer than you think. But no, I liked it. I enjoyed it. I haven't pre-ordered it.
You haven't? That's not like you.
I pre-ordered Infinity War as soon as we walked out.
Yeah, that's not like you.
And Black Panther as soon as we walked out. But I don't know. It's just.
I mean, we'll get it. We'll definitely get it on Blu-ray. Yeah. It's definitely one of those. But I would like to watch it again, but a bit more comfortably.
Yeah. I think let's wait until by the time it's home release, the baby will have come.
Yes.
So we'll just have to watch it between naps.
But it's 3 o'clock in the morning when the baby can't sleep.
No, just like the baby's down for a nap. Let's watch Deadpool 2 quick. That's all we have to say about Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
All right.
So we know that Fox and...
Oh yeah, this is what I wanted to ask. Do you think there'll be a Deadpool 3? Or do you think they're building to like an X-Force movie or...
Well, where Fox, Disney and everyone, they're all buying each other out at the moment. So if Deadpool becomes... They've already released a panel saying that he's going to be in the next phase.
No, that was like...
Was it a fake?
Yeah, I think that was a
fake news.
There's been no verification since then. I think it just... Yeah, I think that was a hoax, which really sucks. But now somebody else is trying to buy Fox.
Oh, really?
Yeah, somebody's offering a cash bid.
Oh.
Yeah. So...
I think everyone said that they wouldn't do another one, though, from what I've read.
They said they wouldn't do another Deadpool movie, but they might do an X-Force movie. He works better as a group and ensemble. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that might work.
Yeah. And, it's mostly mask work, so it doesn't matter how old Ryan Reynolds gets. Yeah.
Yeah. But do you agree with that then? So
No.
Be an X-Force movie. You don't think he'll end up in the MCU somewhere?
I don't even know how they could fit him into the MCU. The only way they could fit him into the MCU or have him in any other MCU movie is if they dropped they let him drop the only F-bomb a PG-13 movie can, or they just have him beeped out the entire time, and it just he's the only one who...
movie then, wouldn't it?
Well, no, he's the only one who knows he's being beeped out. But yeah.
Constantly have Cap saying language.
Yeah, exactly. They hear the swearing, but it keeps getting beeped out, so the audience doesn't, and he's the only one who catches. He's like, stop bloody beeping me out. And he's having to find other ways to swear.
Yeah.
Nutty fudgekins. So anyways, shall we move on from Deadpool 2?
Yes, let's move on from Deadpool 2.
So I have a question for you.
Go on.
I have to ask you something. what's been happening in Liverpool news this week.
Oh, don't. I want to cry. Don't make me cry. I've been super excited about this match. And then we lost 3-1 to Real Madrid. And...
what's the context? Let's. Last night was the...
Champions League final.
Mm-hmm.
And Liverpool were playing Real Madrid in Kiev.
Mm-hmm.
Real Madrid thought they could walk all over us.
So it was in Kiev. So let me ask you,
it's a neutral ground.
Did Liverpool fans tear Kiev apart last night?
No.
Was there any reports of...
No, I've heard.
No, so
Usually
Liverpool fans quite polite in that sense.
It looks like they have been. I don't know. I've not really... To be honest, I've kind of stayed away from all the news since then because it broke my heart, especially when Mohamed Salah was brought down by Ramos.
Yeah, he grabbed his arm and basically judo flipped him to the floor.
Yeah.
And basically messed up his shoulder.
Yep.
And the ref was just like, carry on.
I can't believe Ramos wasn't sent off for that at all. I can't believe nobody caught that. Somebody definitely caught something somewhere. I mean, we kept them at bay for the first half. And then Karius made a horrible mistake and he dropped the ball and it went into the goal. Yeah. So, I mean, two of the goals Madrid scored were howlers because of our goalkeeper.
So your goalkeeper was a bit of an idiot last night. Do you think pressure got to him?
It might have done. Gareth Bale's goal, though, against us was fantastic. I have to admit, I won't be a sore loser in that respect. I have to give him his chops there, but that was a great goal.
It was so sad today. I was doing the descriptions to the Last Jedi. Was it the Last Jedi? The next week's. Well, this week everyone's listening to We Finally Watch. Yeah, so it's our Last Jedi chat. And on that one, the what's happening in Liverpool news this week was like really positive, you know, and Salah was your man.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting here writing this description. Like, oh man, this is so sad.
No, he's still our guy. Yeah. And he's going to, you know, he's going to be with us for a while. Next season.
If he's not too messed up.
No, he isn't. Hopefully. I think.
Do you think he just like dislocated it or something?
Might have done. He's saying that he's going to be ready for the World Cup, and that's coming up soon. So that would be where we're now on a Premier League break. That's going to be my next focus for now.
World Cup.
When
your boy is going to be fighting.
Fighting?
Well, yeah.
What boys?
Your boy.
My boy. Yeah, Salah. Yes.
He'll be playing for Egypt.
Yes,
right?
indeed.
Yeah,
He's the king of Egypt, apparently.
He's the king of Egypt.
That's how they love him there. They absolutely love him there. As much as we love him here. And do you know what? As long as Klopp actually makes some good pies, don't.
What's Klopp's first name?
Jurgen.
Not Clip.
No. I hate you.
I bet that was his nickname in school.
I hate you. Don't.
I bet that was his nickname.
Don't be the bully.
Hey, check it out. It's Clip Clop. Come along, Clip Clop.
Don't be the bully.
I'm not a bully.
You're not a bully. Yeah. Can I start that sentence again now?
You can start as many times as you like. I'm still going to make that joke.
As long as our manager... There we go.
Damn, you got me.
As long as the manager makes some good buys over the summer period, we're going to be great.
Goodbyes. Farewells. I'm sorry. As long as you guys make some good buys for the next season...
We should be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our forwards are going to hopefully going to stay like that. We know Emre Can is most likely to leave because he's out of contract.
Okay.
Now what we definitely need is a goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Because we can't trust our goalkeepers at the moment. I can't think of anybody at the moment. Yeah. I haven't really been keeping up with the European side football, so I don't know who could be available.
All right. Okay. Fair enough.
So there is that. And then, obviously, we've got the World Cup to look forward to. So,
so after this week, we're going to be doing what's happening in World Cup news this week.
Yeah, I guess so.
I actually like the World Cup.
Yes.
I like the World Cup. It's the one time of the every 4 years where I actually get interested in football. You know, got my boys. You know. South Africa or England. I have a choice.
You do have a choice.
I mean, South Africa's not great, and England are mediocre.
To say the least.
Yeah, mediocre. But no, so that's probably the only time, because it's fun. You know? It's like it's fun.
It's great banter as well.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
when you go,
I love that at this time of the football calendar, people like me suddenly become experts on football, because they're actually paying attention to what people are saying about it, and suddenly like they can, totally, because like they got to do the thing with the guy, and and then when actual football people want to sort of dive a little bit deeper into that discussion, you're just like, what I was saying earlier.
Oh.
Yeah. So this time around, I'm just going to keep my mouth shut, just let you talk about it.
But yeah, so that's it, really.
Yeah.
In Liverpool news. But are we setting homework this week?
We're not. No,
Okay.
we're not, because basically everything's in storage at
It
the
is.
moment. The only thing I have out at the moment is
She-Hulk Part 2?
Volume 2. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. Sensational She-Hulk, or the book on Bill Finger. But beyond that, all of our stuff is in storage at the moment.
So we're
Yeah. So, but while we were packing, what did we find?
Oh, yes!
Scooby-Doo Apocalypse Volume
Yes.
2. It fell behind my desk.
And ended up in a state, so it's
It was a
packed
bit
up.
bent, so
Hopefully
yeah.
it'll be nice and straight after
Yeah.
a month in storage.
Yeah, hopefully. So yeah, next week I'll be setting you, on the next episode, I'll set that as your homework.
I have to read book 1 again. Catch myself up again. Although saying that, now thinking about it, I actually remember most of that quite well.
Yeah, I really want to read them again. Yeah, so we'll do that.
Okay.
I really want to read Spencer and Locke. I've had that on the bookshelf. Well, now it's in storage, but that was on the bookshelf for a couple of months before we moved.
So we got a few rounds.
Yeah, so I'm gonna delve into Spencer and Locke after we move, and you're gonna go Scooby-Doo Apocalypse.
Yeah, I am.
Awesome. So it turns out I learned today that other than on our Buzzsprout player,
Yeah.
all the links and stuff don't
Oh.
work the way they're supposed to.
Right.
So we're going to have to do something about that. But people can find us. I'm on Twitter at FrenchieBalls.
I'm at Amara_secrets.
You can find us on YouTube at the French-Patels, or myself, Tom French. We do a creative stream and game stream. We'll be back onto that. Well, by the time you listen to this, we'll probably be back onto that.
Hopefully we'll be back on that by then, yeah.
French Spectacular. Just follow us in the meantime. We'll be back soon. We're also on Patreon, the French-Patels, patreon.com/the French-Patels. This is the time where we're going to start examining the tiers and looking at, because at the moment we only have the basic tier, but
Yep.
we're going to start looking at other tiers and growing the basic tier. But yeah, it's all there. We'll leave links, and hopefully they'll work this time.
Yeah.
If we've migrated over to the other one. So yeah. And don't forget, if you liked us, then rate us on iTunes or whatever, whichever service you use, and recommend us to your friends, because that's how we grow. So until next time,
Goodbye.
goodbye.